So if you want to get started with making a project, so you'll start from the My Projects tab, and there's a couple of ways. You can either click the big yellow plus button here. I'll bring up the post page and video options, or you can go into the menu over here and you have post page and video there. I usually do it this way, and I'm going to make a post, and so we'll do a post first. Alright, so you want to start off by just saying what you want to talk about. So let's say, make one about football is cool. Continue. So what it'll do is it'll throw you into a theme with the message that you're wanting to say, and you can change the theme. So you're going to have all these themes over here that you can, so if you don't like what it gives you, I mean, you can, all of this is can be changed. So you can resize it. You can go with, the typical Instagram square like it gives you. You can do a Facebook cover post. You can do any of this stuff. And so what I mean when I say this is for social media, it just means like they have all these templates that just suit the different social media that you'll be using this for. Your Twitter cover, all that kind of stuff. Theme. Let's go back to that. So I'm gonna find a different theme, and theme is just the way it's going to put your message up there. So if you find something that you like, and I know, that background right now doesn't look so cool. So the next thing we'll do is we will go in and, well, let's change the palette first. So these are the colors that it's pulling from. So like this will switch your text, your the color, the background text. I mean the text background, not necessarily the whole background. We'll get to that in a second. This will just kind of switch up a color scheme, and these are all designed to complement each other, I guess. I'm not a big color design person, but they implement these in a way that there's some method to them. Background. So you can come in here and you can replace a photo, or you can just pick one that's already in here. So a lot of times you might want to use your own photo. You can also find photos. So like if I want to find a photo of football happening, I will want to go in and find to search, and so you can actually just search the internet right in here. You can also upload from, if you have a Google Photos account, which I do, so I could use that. If you use Dropbox, Lightroom's another Adobe product, Creative Cloud. You probably don't have a lot of this stuff. You'll probably often just find your own photos or upload your own. So here's a cool football picture. Alright. And you'll see how that theme is kind of coloring that background. I mean, that's a stylistic choice, obviously. I'll go with this one. Alright, good. And so now when I change the color, you see how it kind of changes the background. So that's a pretty cool. I kind of like the way that looks. So your palette's going to impact not only your text, but also the filter that goes over your post. So this right here, style suggestions, it's just kind of mixes up what you can do with the text. So I mean, I don't always like it, but if you're the kind of person that doesn't have any kind of eye for design, this might be the kind of thing you'll want to look into. I'm going to make this bigger. And you do have control over like changing the text and stuff like that. You can add another text box if you are so inclined. So now I have another text and it matches the format of the other text. You go back in and edit your text. You don't like what it says, you click on the text box so it's highlighted, and then click edit. You don't like that text is there, you click it and you click delete. Boom, goodbye. Shape. So you can add a shape in here. So you see now my text is on a shape. So you have all sorts of options you can go to with that. Obviously you don't want to pick something like this because it's going to obscure your background, but there's a lot of directions you can go with that to add a little bit of a more personality to your text. I'll just go with something like this. Okay, and there's your shapes. So yeah, those are all the backgrounds and stuff. I'll just save that. Let's see, color. So you can change the text color scheme as well. So all of this it'll leave that background filter, but it will change the foreground or the text layer. Font, you can change the font that it uses. So these are probably functions that you're going to understand pretty well. Spacing is the way that it spaces the text. How do you want that to look? You don't have a whole lot of options. 3 different variables for the vertical spacing. I kind of like the way this one looks, so I'll go with this. How do you want it aligned? Do you want it center? Do you want it? How does that kind of look? Opacity is just if you want to be able to see through it. If you want to kind of fade it in a little bit, so there, go with that. So yeah, so now I have my post finished, and let's say I want to share this out now. So there's if you click share, you can publish this onto the Spark website and give it a category. So I might say sports for this one. You can credit yourself as the author because you can make these public and other people use them. And for the feature of this class, you will need to make this public. You can also, if you want to add like a profile image that's public and people can see you, you can. You don't have to. If you want Adobe to be able to feature your work, you click here, and this is going to be for all those things. So then you can create a link. One other thing you can do is you can just download this directly to your computer, and you see now this is downloaded to my computer, and I have access to that file. I can do whatever I want with it. But let's say I just want to create a link and share that. If you click the create a link button, it will give you a shareable link, and then somebody could copy this and they could go and paste it, and your image would pop right up and they would be able to see your work. So that it makes it pretty easy to share. You can also share it directly through Facebook, Twitter, or you can email it to somebody. One other thing we should cover is the edit details. So how do you want this to what do you want the details of this to look like when somebody's looking for it on the Adobe website? That's where you can edit that stuff. Alright, so that's how you make a post on Adobe Spark.